Tech Table.
Welcome to this episode of the Tech Table, where we're going to feature another brand new plugin from new BlueFX. This time it's TitlerPro 2.0, and not only does it work with the new Creative Cloud applications of Premiere Pro, but now it works with AfterEffects Creative Cloud as well as other versions, so you can check out their website on compatibility. I've asked Travis White from new BlueFX to walk us through the new plugin featuring AfterEffects Creative Cloud. Let's check it out.
Thanks, Dave. This is Travis White with New Blue. Last time we looked at how to make 3D animated titles inside Premiere Pro CS6. This time we're working in AfterEffects. Now just a bit of a refresher, you'll notice here on the timeline we have 3 different what we call paragraphs, and I'll give you a bit of an animation to see what we're developing. This 94 bands logo or badge that's animated. Now just a bit of a refresher, we could pick the 94 for example and go to the library and simply hover over different styles and see what they're going to look like. And this just goes to show that there's always real-time preview of anything that you're doing inside New Blue TitlerPro. Now we're going to go ahead with the style that we have here, and we're going to bring in another element. One of the great things in New Blue TitlerPro 2.0 is the ability to bring in a vector. So we'll go to our vectors here, and there's this leaf vector. If we go to the XYZ handle, you notice that it's a 3D layer already. It's in XYZ rotation. So we'll go to the style and style this up because currently it's just white. Let's go to a texture and bring a texture in. Something golden. And turn on environment mapping, and you'll notice instantly that there's a reflective quality about this particular vector file that we're working with. Now I'd like to do some extrusion here. Let's turn it to the side a bit to show you what's happening with that extrusion. So I can do a lot of extrusion, of course, or a little more subtle extrusion. We'll slide down to our bevel tool, for which you could design any bevel that you want, but a nice right click to single curve would probably be what we'll use here. Bring just a little bit of a bevel there, and now you can see a nice shiny leaf element here for our logo. Finally, we want to animate this. Let's go back to the library and go into our transitions area. So we have animations and a pop-up, for example, and simply just hovering again over an animation will show you what it does. Now, TitlerPro is looking at this EPS import and he's noticing each individual vector shape and animating it independently. That's because on this transition it's set to apply to letters, essentially. So this looks pretty good. However, notice that it's still above all our elements. So let's drag this down to a layer that's below our text. That's a little better there. And finally, we'll go back to the object, we'll reorient the rotation and size it down to something a little bit more appropriate. All right, so now we have an animated bug or logo, or however you want to call it, with a lot of different style options here. In fact, we can look in our scene and notice that there's even lights going on. So I could be modifying how the lights are happening inside New Blue TitlerPro. But we're not going to be using New Blue TitlerPro lights, we're actually going to be using AfterEffects lights. So let's close this down, and you can see now that 94 bands is inside AfterEffects, and it has been applied as an effect on a given layer, and this layer happens to be a solid. Now it's a 2D layer, it's not a 3D layer, because TitlerPro is going to be handling what the 3D render looks like according to the camera controls. So first off, let's look at some lights. So I have 3 lights in my scene here, light 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to turn those on so we can see them operating. And notice here, lights shown, we have TitlerPro plus AE lights. Let's switch over only to AE lights, and now we can see more of the mood that we're creating in this particular composition. We also have the camera here. So let's go to the camera, and I can start rotating this around, and you'll see that TitlerPro has taken care of taking all the elements inside the TitlerPro scene and making them 3D objects within the scene here in AfterEffects. So this is a really great way to get your composition going with multiple elements in a 3D space or inside AfterEffects. So some other elements I have here, I have a video that is going to be spinning through space, and I simply have a background layer as well. Let's look at that video and let's play that forward here. Now you would think that according to the orientation of that video it would fly in front of the TitlerPro output. Well, what we need to do is use obscuration. So let's go back to NewBlue TitlerPro, and one of the options here is obscuration layer. Which layer do we want to obscure the titler? So we want this Juniper Live clip. So we'll click that, and now you'll notice that this 3D layer flies behind TitlerPro and flies right in front of it as well. So you can see it's really been, TitlerPro's really been incorporated into this 3D space. Finally, we want to look at something that's very handy, is depth of field. So let's go back into our camera and open up our camera options, and I'll simply turn on depth of field. And now we have something looking quite nice. And let's go ahead and play that. So here we have AfterEffects lights, AfterEffects camera, and AfterEffects depth of field with the camera, all interacting with the NewBlue TitlerPro output. So I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of what NewBlue TitlerPro can do for you inside After Effects. I'm Travis White. Thanks for watching.